Good morning, mister. How are you this morning? Too early for the camera?
We're going fishing.
So, folks, here we are. I got Chasin with me.
It's literally 6 in the morning.
6:38 in the morning. Opening day archery here in New Brunswick, Canada. Haven't seen a whole lot of bucks, but you never know what's going to come walking through. It's been a cold night, and there's lots of food up there, so we're going to go sit in the blind and see what comes out this morning. Ready to go, bud?
Yes, and I'm happy I get no school.
Let's roll. With a thick fog hanging overhead, it remained a quiet and uneventful morning. Working towards making sure Chasin enjoys himself, gotta make sure that he's entertained while he's in the blind. But not all 9-year-olds are built the same, and Chasin has a pretty short attention span. So once the boredom kicks in and he starts getting restless, that's when I know it's time for us to head back. So a quick early morning hunt, and now we're home for the day. Morning, folks. Day 2 of archery deer season. My spy point, Link S Dark, is telling me right now there are deer at the bait. So I am very, very slowly coming up, as quiet as possible. 9 out of 10 chances, 9.9 out of 10 chances says I'm going to spook them off the bait. So I am just going up very slow. I'm actually watching the pasture here. There are oftentimes deer that travel across, and if I could see a buck and get a chance to spot and stalk, that would be truly amazing. I doubt that'll happen, but it's worth dreaming for. The road is a little washed out, so I got to be careful driving up. I got my doe urine, or not my doe urine, but I got my urine spray today. I want to make sure I get my boots sprayed before I walk in anywhere. And after I'm done hunting, I'm going to make a couple of scrapes just to try and get some buck movement, because we don't have a lot of bucks in the area right now. Our buck to doe ratio is like crazy low. I've seen one or two bucks up here, and that's it. A spike and a 5-point. The south side, I've seen more bucks. I've seen a 4-point. But again, these are not the bucks I really want to shoot. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll take a 4-point. End of season, because at the end of the day I want meat for the freezer. I won't shoot a spike. I don't ask me what the difference is. I feel different about it. But anyways, hoping for a big one. I'd like a trophy rack to go along with the meat I'm going to put in my freezer, but I'll take what I can get.
doesn't show you is that they were here for that long, and then they went down here, and then they came back up. The corn is a big one, so seeing that they eat the corn a lot, I'm gonna have to make sure I got a lot more corn. But it's pretty cool.
In New Brunswick, we have an antlerless deer draw. I was not successful in getting that tag, so I'm shooting bucks only. And without a buck coming in, it's a pretty quiet night. Guys, day 3 of hunting. There was a little over 24 hours where there was not a single deer that showed up at all. Got a little worried. Then last night, deer showed up around 2 a.m., which was good. Still no buck yet, but hopefully there's one trailing in the wind somewhere. So we will see what happens. As to the south side, I don't know if the cow carcass that was dumped at the bear site in the far back of the property, I don't know if that's affecting deer movement or not. It may. It's got a pretty strong smell, so might have been not. It was happening regardless. It's the meat was getting dumped there, so I don't know what that's going to do for the south side. But that being said, Northfield does have some deer coming in, and it is 6 o'clock in the morning. I am now dressed and about to head out the door to head up to the field and get myself in the blind. So let's get finished packing and head out. I hunted the morning watching does come in and out of the site. As fun as that is, still no buck. I took off home around lunchtime and came back up for supper. Sure enough, the does continued their in and out motions, going up and down the field eating the clover and then back to the apples. But sunset was coming and still no buck. Early October hunting generally comes with some in and out warm weather. We haven't had any real cold days yet, and I'm contemplating this as I'm getting ready mentally for the next day's hunt. When I had planned my trip to come hunting for the week, I was looking at the temperatures at the beginning of the week, the plus 10s, the plus 15s. I was not ready for Saturday morning, -2. Although my new vest from Bass Pro was pretty warm, it was not ready for -2. Luckily, I keep a sleeping bag in here for Chasin for when he's cold, so I wrapped up in that. Unfortunately, this sleeping bag makes a lot of noise when you move, which was not ideal. And it did work against me, as I did get busted by a buck. This is me using my phone like a rearview mirror to try and see what snorted at me. Not being prepared for those temperatures made it a pretty rough morning, but I got through it, and around 10:30, 11 o'clock I decided to head back to camp, get warm, and get myself ready for my nightly hunt. It's hard to believe that a woodpecker has been destroying multiple trees on this property. Unreal. That tree broke and fell off after he was done with it.
So guys, I am now in the blind for the evening hunt. As I was coming up the mountain, there was already a doe in place. He spooked out 10 minutes before I got here, probably by the sound of the vehicle. Alright, so let's sit and get ready for the day.
These ladies look like they're being a little more cautious than normal, and with good reason. So it's the last day of hunting, and it brings on more does and more does. What can be said? There's lots of does here. That's about as much excitement as I've seen all week. Backcountry Bow Shop had set us up with the Bow Hunter setup spray for mock scrapes. I was really excited to see this stuff work as well as it did. But this would really be the most excitement all week long. And that's it, guys. The first week of hunting's done. Time to pack up and head home.